Welcome to Aligned and Abundant, the podcast where authenticity meets practicality, compassion, alignment, and abundance. I'm your host, Christine Marcario, and I help you slow down, become more mindful, improve your mental and emotional health, and live life on your highest timeline. Together, we'll talk strategy, life lessons, and share inspiring stories of people who have overcome obstacles, grown through their pain, and risen above adversity. If you are looking for divine inspiration rooted in love and light, paired with practical tools and encouragement, you're in the right place at the right time. From one heart to another, you are an amazing and divine soul with a purpose. On today's episode, I am welcoming a very special guest. Her name is Shabana Knight. Shabana blends over a decade of fitness experience with life coaching and holistic wellness to help women align their mind, body, and soul, guiding full spectrum transformation. Shabana supports women in balancing their hormones and releasing weight naturally using homeopathic drops while also guiding them towards life-lasting lifestyle changes. She's also a wife, mother of 3, and an adoptee from India whose life journey has fueled her passion for empowering others. As a recovering people pleaser, she champions the me first mindset, teaching women to prioritize their well-being without guilt, reconnect with their inner truth, and live with clarity and purpose. Shabana is also a guest on podcast where she shares her adoption story and the personal challenges she has overcome to become a voice of love and light. She is passionate about coaching moms on how to feel better in their health, heart, and homes via cleaning and decluttering. Shabana has so many wonderful things to offer. I personally love and respect her deeply, and she has become a close friend of mine. She has an amazing origin story, and she is currently a woman who not only helps me along my path, but encourages others to live their best and brightest life. Welcome, Shabana. I'm so excited to have you on today.
Hello. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, so a little background. Shabana and I actually met at a retreat held in LA back in the beginning of April. It was the end of March, April,
Mhm.
and we didn't necessarily talk directly then, but we have since become fast friends, and I'm super excited to have her on the show today. Shabana, let's start at the very beginning. Tell us about your childhood and give us the background so we have an understanding, a foundation of who you are and why you are the person that you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, around the age of 2, me and my brother were found at a crowded train station in India by a police officer. He tried to locate our parents and didn't have any luck. So, with that, he brought us to an orphanage, and then we were in the orphanage for about a year and a half. And then eventually we got adopted out. We grew up on the East Coast. We got adopted into the same family. That is the beginning of my story. Yeah.
That's wild because obviously that must have set the tone for the beginning of your life. But the fact is that you were adopted into a beautiful family that gave you all of the love and support that you needed. So you were able to work through any issues that you may have had surrounding your situation and being found and all of that. That had to have been a scary moment in time, but I know that you are probably one of the most resilient people that I have come across. And so I commend you for being so brave.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't know. It's like things happen to us when we're so young and we don't even really process it. It's just like life happens so fast. And then the older I got, eventually, like I grow up and I get married and I have these 3 beautiful kids. And I look at them and I think, oh my gosh, like how does any child like even survive such a traumatic, horrible, horrible, like beginning story? But like we all have these stories that are hidden within ourselves and in our DNA. And then eventually our childhood happens, and to a point, like I feel like we suppress them, and then the older we get, they resurface. And then all this healing happens, hopefully, if we choose into that. And then we continue to bloom and blossom. I'm always just amazed that that really happened to me. I feel like a caterpillar into a butterfly kind of thing. And just when we allow ourselves to learn and heal and grow and process, like how much better we become as a human, and we're able to relate to people and help people.
I guess that's one of my questions. Like, did those suppressed feelings come up for you yet? I know that you did eventually go back to India as an adult. Tell me a little bit more about, do you think that you have truly acknowledged all of the potential feelings that might be there? Do you feel like you've grown in a way where you can continue to move forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. Part of me feels like just the analogy of the onion where you pull back another layer and another layer and another layer. I feel like that's just like kind of a picture of our healing journey. And there's just all these layers, and like you think you're healed to a certain point and like you've arrived, and then something comes up and you get triggered, and then you have to go back. And like you're definitely further along, but you're not like completely healed. I feel like I've done everything that I needed to do to be the person I am right now. And as I continue to grow and learn and heal, I'm going to keep evolving into like the next version of myself. But yeah, I did go back to India. This was earlier this year in February. And that was in itself a journey of, I had been planning this trip for the past like 6, 8 years. And then it finally happened. And it was amazing. And I got to just see the culture I'm from and see the people and experience the sights and smells that were inside of me that I didn't realize. And then things would happen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I do those things and those different mannerisms. Like it was amazing to feel validated, because I grew up in a very like white American household. And so sometimes you question, like, am I weird? Am I different? Am I wrong? Like these things, not because of my parents, but just like the environment and stuff. And then you go back to the culture you're from and you're like all these light bulbs. But then at the same time, like I know I went when I was supposed to go. When I went back to India, it was the right time, the right people, the right experiences. And that trip healed me so much from the inside out. And I'm just like, if you're adopted, like you need to go see your home country or home state or wherever you're adopted from, because that's when the healing happens, because you start understanding things and different things will surface. Yeah. I hope, does that answer your
Oh my
question?
gosh, that so answers it. And I think you nailed it perfectly, because there are always times where we feel like we've done all of the work and that we're fully healed. But what I'm coming to realize is that we are never truly fully healed, because, like you said, there's always like another layer, and it unfolds when it's meant to unfold. It's not like it
Yeah.
all happens at once. It's like you pull back one layer and like you're good for a little bit. And then something happens, or a trigger happens, or just a realization, a conversation, and you're like, ooh, there's something there. Let me peel
Yeah.
that back. And then there's a whole another unfolding. And in that unfolding, I think that you truly find out more about who you are, and you can let go of more of who you might have been that you no longer want to be. And I feel like it's such a beautiful experience, because life is really just about that. It's about finding out who you are, coming back to home, letting go of any traumas that may have been in your life. And it's just leading you to living your best life that you possibly can every single day. And I think that's where you currently are at. Was this a solo trip, or did you go with family? Tell me a little bit about the planning stages. I know some people are adopted that I know personally, and like they don't want to ever, meet or find out about, their parents or their home country. So for me, I'm kind of curious as to where that longing came from, because you had said you had been planning it for like 6 to 8 years, and then the timing finally landed and it was perfect for you to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So a long time ago, like 6, 8 years ago, I forget, but the movie Lion came out, and it's about a boy who is separated from his brother at a train station. And the movie takes place in like the 1980s as well. And so he ends up at an orphanage. He gets adopted. He grows up in like Australia or something like that. But then later in his life, the movie is like he's now 26 and he's having all these flashbacks of India and like his life. And he's like, I got to go on this journey. I got to find myself. I want to see if I can find family and stuff like. And that movie inspired me so much because at that time, my kids were 2, 4, and 6 when I had watched that movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this kind of thing. This is like, this is what I'm going to do. And originally, like, I wanted my husband to come with me. And during that time, like, it was a year and a half of like financially planning for it. And I like saved money and I got donations. And I was like, yes, I'm ready to go. I got the money. Let's go. And then it was during that time where my husband found out he has like all these food allergies. And I was like, there's no way you can come. Like, this is ridiculous. So he was like not going to come. And he has a hard time with traveling and stuff like that. And he's shared that openly. So it was kind of like, okay, well, he's not going. So now I have to figure out who I'm going with. And then all of a sudden COVID hit and then everything was shut down. And then people were like, oh, now that COVID's done and you can travel, are you going? What's the plan? And I was like, I don't have anybody to go with. I started like asking everyone, hey, you want to go to India? So a family friend, they're like, well, we'll think about it. And I'm like, okay, like that's better than a no. Then we got some more research. We found a tour company to go with and stuff like that. And everything was like all inclusive, da 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 da. And they are longtime travelers. So they came with, and then I have a friend named Karen, who's my yoga friend. And she's like, yeah, I want to go. And I was like, are you sure? Are you serious? Like, this is a big commitment financially and like everything. She's like, no, I've always wanted to go. So to wrap it up, the 4 of us went, we joined a tour group. It was amazing. And then at the end, the 4 of us went to the orphanage and saw it and just experienced it. And it felt so amazing to be held, loved, and supported by these 3 humans that chose to go on this journey with me, and the memories we made. And just, I never in a million years would I have thought when I was planning this trip that it would pan out the way it did. And then the one person, Brenda, she was amazing with all the logistics and the hotel and the transportation and like all that stuff for the remaining time after the tour, and actually at the beginning too. But like, I don't know, you just keep following breadcrumbs and you just trust and you just go for it, and just like one step at a time. And it's just amazing how it all just unfolded.
Yeah, honestly, I had chills when you were describing your experience because it does sound like it was destined to happen.
Yeah.
And I can hear in your voice the emotion of going back in your mind of the feelings that you had when you were there and when you were realizing that, yes, like this is quote unquote your home. You know, you saw people
Yeah.
that looked like you, the smells, like it all sounds very sensual and invigorating and enlightening, and going back to the orphanage where you know that your roots had become, and it's still, so it's still there, it's still running.
Yeah, so the exact orphanage that I was at, it was built and then they had to rebuild it, so it was like a couple miles away kind of thing. But they kept some of the original like stone from the original building and made like this platform thing outside in the play area at the new orphanage, so old adoptees could go back and sit on the original like concrete and stuff.
Oh my
So I
God.
got to do that, which that was awesome. So
Yeah, that like almost makes me want to cry just imagining that, because there's got to be such a deep sense of emotion going back to where you started, but not really, you know what I mean, at that age, like how much do you really remember? But I think that like our soul always remembers, our soul always knows. So I think it probably unlocked some things for you, and it gave you this beautiful opportunity to kind of make peace
yeah.
with that situation a little bit more. If you hadn't already, it probably definitely added on another layer to that peace and that resolution. So I commend you for being strong enough, really honestly, strong enough to go and to face like a part of your history that made you who you are today. Obviously, it wasn't your choice for the way that your childhood ended up being, but it made you who you are today. And so I want to commend you for that. It's really beautiful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So from India, then you went to the retreat, the Bloom retreat with Kathy Heller, and I myself was there. So that's super exciting. I got to witness you. You were one of the brave souls. I remember you because we had been directed to do an activity to partner up with someone, and you just had the courage to go ask Kathy if she would be your partner, which is again like, here we are. It's literally like the first activity, and you get up there, and then you had such a moment that Kathy shared. Well, she asked your permission, of course, first, but then she shared your whole story with all of us women. So then I knew who you were right from day one, right from the first workshop. And I was like, this woman, wow, she has been through so much. She is here. She is so brave. And I just wanted to keep holding light for you, to keep holding space for you, because I think all of us were there to dig deeper into who we are, to create expansion in ourselves. And so it was just a beautiful experience in general. And again, like, when you had reached out to me afterwards and was like, can we connect? I was like, 100%. Like, we have so many things in common. Oh my gosh, we can talk about this forever. So we have so many things in common that we have uncovered. We both have 3 kids. Our 2 boys are both named Michael and Ryan. We both have 1 daughter, and their names are represented by a flower.
Yeah.
It's wild, the similarities that we have.
And I think it's neat that like I didn't know that about you. Like I assumed you were married kind of thing. And like I didn't know you had 3 kids. I didn't know their names. And we discovered that like maybe like a month into our friendship kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just love like I love you so much. Like you're such a great like an accountability partner, business like strategies and things like that. And just like down to earth and real. Like it's like you need to find those genuine, good quality relationships the older you get, I feel like, because that just makes life so much sweeter. And like my husband doesn't want to hear all my crap all the time, but like Christine can handle it. I'm going to call her. I'll be back. I got to go process, you know?
Oh my God, totally. And for you, same. Like I overcomplicate things because that's my brain. And then Shabana will be like, no, you're just gonna do XYZ. And I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
And it's so easy. And that's what makes it such a great relationship, because
Yeah.
we really do complement each other so well. I'm so excited that we're on this journey together. I know that you were a personal trainer. You spent how much time as a personal trainer? Tell me a little bit about your journey into getting into the field of personal training, and then we'll kind of lead into where you are now and go from there.
So I feel like my life is so magical. And when I look back, I can see all these little breadcrumbs and just amazing steps I've taken along the years and stuff. So the back story is that I grew up on the East Coast, and for like high school and the beginning of college that I did for 1 year, I was like, I'm going to be a kindergarten teacher. Like I love kids and da 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 da. So I like went down that path. I had a really hard time with community college and like did not like it. And then I ended up hearing about this school down in Texas. It was like a 1-year internship. So I went there, and then I ended up staying for 3 years. It was more in like Bible classes and discover your life purpose and like all this stuff. It was a great experience. I definitely enjoyed it. I met David there. And then after our time was up, we moved to Washington State. We got married. We have kids right away. I worked in daycares. I worked at the before and after school, and like just with kids. So I'm at this one daycare job where like every day I'm like bringing my kids to work with me and I'm doing the thing. And I had this coworker, and she's like, Shabana, you seem healthy. Will you help me get in shape? And I was like, okay, sure. And I've always been like the person that if you have like a cute shirt on or cute earrings or whatever, I'm like, oh, you look awesome. Like the gift of encouragement, like everyone and everywhere I go, I'm like, let me tell you how awesome you are. So by encouraging her, and honestly, like I didn't know a lot of nutrition or health I knew some and I shared that with her, but like just encouraging her, she lost 40 pounds of baby weight. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could get paid to be a personal trainer one day. Like, what am I doing with my life? And so that job transitioned because we had moved and I wasn't going to do the 45-minute commute. So, of course, right away, I got a job at a daycare and I was absolutely miserable. It was the worst experience ever. And I've never had a bad experience with daycares and stuff like that. So, I'm there for like a month. And one night I had to go to the grocery store and I'm driving by and I noticed this gym and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a personal trainer. I'm just going to just go in. So I like park my car and I like have my resumes in my car and I walk in and it's like the night shift guy working. I'm like, hey, are you hiring? I want to be a personal trainer. And he's like, well, you got to be certified. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, I'll take your resume and give it to my boss. So later I find out that he's like, I just thought you were really cute. So I wanted to help you out. I was like, okay, cool. So that was like way later on. But so I had given him my resume. And then that week they had called me and they said, we see you have a ton of childcare experience. You can work in our kids club, get certified, and then be out on the floor as a personal trainer. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Because in the gym space, like I was the only like teacher. So I didn't have to work with anybody. I could just be an adult and like have my kids with me at work. And I got a discount and like it just all fell into place. And I was just so happy that I took the risk and I quit that other job. And honestly, I feel like I haven't looked back. I've helped so many women release weight, feel confident, love their bodies. Eventually, I got my life coaching certificate. So I had that and I used that. And then COVID hit. So I was just doing more like online stuff. And then after that, it was just one of those thoughts where I was like, I want to be training in person. I need to get out of the house again. And it literally the next day, I had 2 messages on my phone, one from a previous personal trainer that I had known from that gym. She's like, hey, I have a gym space if you want to come check it out and be a trainer and help me pay rent. So I was in that space for about 3-ish, 4-ish years. And now I sell supplements to help women and men lose weight. It helps balance their hormones, help them have more energy, better sleep. I am in love with this product and I like want to shout it from the rooftop how amazing it is and how much it's helped me. I just recently turned 40, so there was a lot of like extra hormonal weight gain going on and I was exhausted and stuff and I found this product and now that's what I do. I do that and I clean houses and I organize, full-time mom. So, yeah.
First of all, it literally sounds like a movie, how everything just worked out step by step by step. Like the fact that it was like you were given like the perfect job, almost like you were given like the perfect opportunity. And I want to commend you, first of all. Like, I love how brave you are. You're just like, I'm just going to stop in there right now and hand them my resume and basically like, I'm your best candidate right here. Like, you just don't know it yet. And so like
Yeah.
it's so brave that you're just willing to go out there and get what you want and to chase after what it is that you want to accomplish. I feel like it's opened so many doors for you. Like, that was an
Yeah.
amazing experience. And also, I commend you for recognizing pretty fast that, like, the role that you were stepping into was not the role where you want it to be. And having childcare also at a gym is a blessing. So it's kind of cool that you got to bring your own kids and then work out and do all of that together, because that itself can be a hindrance or a reason why people don't go to the gym and get into like their best shape and all of that. So that's really awesome. How did you end up finding your homeopathic drops? Because you know what? There are so many things out there that are not good for us. So I love that these are homeopathic, that they're natural, and it not only promotes weight loss, but it also promotes like so many other beautiful components. So tell me more about that. How did you find it? What were you looking for? And then how did you end up becoming basically someone who sells and recommends these products?
Yeah. So the past year and a half, I feel like my weight has just been increasing and holding. And it's been really frustrating because I'm like, I have so many certificates. I know all the right answers. I know what to do, what not to do, when to eat, when not to eat. Like, I feel like I know all the things. Of course, we can always be learning. One of my social media friends kept promoting these drops, and I'm like, how do I know you? How are we friends? Because it's like sometimes you don't even know how you get your friends on social media, but they're there. And I'm like, tell me more about this and give me all the information. And she's just like, honestly, like she had Hashimoto's and started taking this and lost like 20 pounds very quickly. And now she feels amazing. So I just kept following her and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it 1 month. And if it actually works, because I've tried lots of things as a trainer, then I will sell it. Like I'll start selling it. And I'm a type of person, like I can't sell something unless I fully, truly believe in it, because I need to be in integrity of what I'm doing. I've always been like that person. So I found it on social media, and the first month, like, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but like I lost 6 pounds, but I also wasn't like fully following the diet plan. But I was like, oh my gosh, my skin has cleared up. I have more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I know my hormones are balancing. Like I finally know when I'm hungry and full. Just like a little kid, like they'll like get a cupcake at a birthday party and they'll like lick the frosting, like, I'm done. And like I know the message at that age is like, just eat it anyway or save it for later. And that's not good. Like we need to go back to being a child of our hunger and fullness scale, and just looking at that, because it's important and we've neglected it and abused it for so long that we need to get everything back into balance. Because like the older we get, we need to work on having like our optimal health and well-being. I feel amazing. Like I have a little bit more weight to go and I'm on month 3, and I signed up. It's $30 to start selling it, and like I'm making money and I want to keep growing residual income.
Oh yeah, that's one of my goals too, the passive income coming
Yeah.
in and you're doing nothing but promoting a
Yeah.
product that you personally love. So that's a beautiful
Mhm.
thing. And
Yeah.
I know that I've also kind of witnessed you on this journey. So it's been beautiful. I know that you've been sharing your stats and whatnot. And it is hard. It's hard to lose weight, especially when you're getting older.
Mhm.
I've noticed that change in myself too. And there's a lot of things that I really love that you said is we have to go back to like our childhood and, listening to our body and to ourselves. A lot of people are part of the, what is it, like finish your plate club. Do you know what I mean?
Oh gosh, yeah, the
Tell
clean plate club.
to finish every single morsel on your plate because like my husband, for instance, he does not like to have food wasted. So he's the type of guy that will like the pasta will be like 4 days old and he's like, it's still good. I'm like, are you asking to go to the hospital with food poisoning? Like, can you please stop? It's
Yeah.
like what, $1 a box? Like, relax. So it's so funny how we just carry these unhealthy stories that we tell ourselves when we're eating or when we're selecting the foods that we are putting into our bodies. So I love
Yeah.
that this is just a supplement, that it's just a tool, right? You still have control. Like you still have to make the food, put it to your lips, drink the water, etc. But it's like when you start your day with the gym, you
Yes.
want to go buy a donut on the way home. Do you know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The older we get, the more I'm realizing like we need the support, and support can look like supplements. It can look like in general, just like it can look like having a house cleaner. It can look like having a good membership, having a good friend, therapy, counseling, life coaching. And like the older we get, like we need more of that support. Like we just do. You can quote unquote easily lose weight without these supplements, or you can use them and be more supported. You have more energy. So, of course, you're going to want to like go take that 15-minute walk. You're going to want to make it to the gym. It helps and supports you towards your goal, even if it's like life coaching or supplements or whatever. Get the support you need. Stop struggling. Make it easy. Make it fun. Make it what you want it to be.
100%. We can be like a duo. Like you can get the body and I'll get the mind in check with the one-on-one coaching. I know you're a life coach also. It's just amazing. And I also love that you're a woman of many trades. So you also declutter spaces because you see the importance of having a clean space so that the energy can flow. And I know for me, that is one of my biggest things because I can literally look around my home and like the littlest things will just like irk me. And so it will like distract me. And then I'll go on like a rabbit hole of like, how can I fix that crack in the wall as the foundation is shifting? Where did
Yeah.
that stain come from? Like, and it just drives me insane. So I love that you're able to take that stress and pressure off of other people who have you come in and declutter and clean. And tell me a little bit how you got into that, because I do feel like that's something that one, you're really good at, but two, it also like lights you up.
It does make me really happy. My current mission statement is that I help women feel better in their health, their home, and their heart.
Mm.
With their health, it's like obviously the supplementations. Their heart, it's like life coaching and like in being on podcasts and sharing my story and things like that. And then with the home, it is cleaning and decluttering. So another long time ago, maybe like 8 years ago, I wanted to pay for this course and it was like $5,000. And one of the leaders were like, let's get on the phone and let's talk and let's figure out how we can do this. I was like, okay, cool. Because my husband is definitely not on board with me spending this amount of money that we don't have. And she's like, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. I want you to write down all the ways people make money. So I wrote all this stuff down. And then she's like, okay, now go back through the list, cross off things that you know you cannot start doing today. So it's like, be a lawyer or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no. So I'm like crossing off stuff. And then she's like, go back and look at what the theme is. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's cleaning, it's decluttering. She's like, okay, now go reach out to like 10 people and ask them if they need your skills. And I was like, okay. So I ended up, I don't remember how much I started making or whatever because everything was part-time when the kids were in school, but I started getting the clients and I started like posting a little bit more on social media of like what I was up to. And it was just one of those things. I'm like, holy crap, I love this. I love helping people declutter. And that also goes back into like everything I do. Like we declutter the mind when we do life coaching. We declutter the body when we're doing our fitness and supplements and stuff like that. And we declutter our homes and hearts and stuff by decluttering. It makes me so happy because I know how good I feel when the space is tidy and clean, and I want to give that to other people. I feel like I do work with a lot of like teachers and counselors and nurses, especially in their home, because they're just going nonstop and they're like, I can't clean. Like, and it's such a gift you give to people when you help them clean up their space, whether it's cleaning or decluttering. And it's like my time. Like I can like put my headphones on and zone out and like just get it done. And I get paid and I love that. And then they come home and they're like, my house smells amazing. You are wonderful. And like I get all filled up from all the good compliments. So it's good.
Amazing. That's
Yeah. Oh,
so awesome. And if you live closer, I would probably totally have you come over and clean and help declutter because it's so important. And it's also important like that I'm learning and I'm not like a master at this or anything, but like just having the energy flow freely in your house. Like
yeah.
it's hard, honestly. It's so hard to get rid of stuff. I know that, and I think I shared this with you at the time, but like I had to declutter my closet and it was so overwhelming to me that I literally ended up going on Chat GPT and I said, listen, I have anxiety about cleaning my clutter, cleaning my
Yeah.
closet, letting things go. Oh my gosh, letting things go. And it gave me like a step by step, like one by one. And I did the Marie
That's
Kondo
awesome. Uh-huh.
exercise of literally taking all of my clothes and putting them on my
Mhm.
bed. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I could clothe a small country. There's no need for me to have all of these items. I didn't do the whole thank you to every single piece of clothing. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of like shopped. The stash of clothes on my bed and I just pulled out what I really loved or what looks good on me.
Yeah.
And then I got rid of like 8 bags of clothes. And
That's
I
amazing.
do also love that because the amount of clothing that I've donated to like Goodwill, like again, I could have opened up my own thrift store because I know
Yeah.
when I put it on my taxes, I'm like, these people are gonna think I'm crazy, but like I legit have dropped off like 16 bags of clothing because I just
Yeah.
love thrift stores myself. So I'm always out buying stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's wild. This was like me. So David and I have been married for almost 18 years. So this was probably 12 years ago. I was at the mother-in-law's house and we were like getting ready for like a wedding or something. And she literally like had stuff everywhere, and I was like, I can't even get ready here. Like I'm gonna go. So I went somewhere else and I got ready and I met everyone up at the wedding or whatever. But that statement really impacted her, and she's like, I didn't even like sometimes you don't even realize how much clutter and stuff you're in. And so
Mm.
for the next year, she ended up doing like a home goal where she would just declutter like literally her whole house. And she's like, you changed my life with that statement. Like, I wasn't trying to be mean. And she's like, no. Like, now my house is peaceful. Thank you, kind of thing.
Oh, I
So
love
I really love decluttering with people because I help them see the bigger picture and stay on task. And then afterwards, they just feel like $1,000,000 kind of thing.
Yeah, it can actually uncover unhealthy habits because for me, what I noticed is I kept wanting to travel. And part
Mm.
of my wanting to travel was to go to like an Airbnb because there's nothing there. Like
Yes. Yeah.
so
Oh my gosh.
beautiful
Yes.
and calming.
Yes.
And, my husband couldn't get that. He's like, why can't we just stay at our home? And I'm like, because when I look around, there's so much to do, and I can't just
Yeah.
sit and turn my brain off and not do. You know what I mean? Like, and so
Mhm.
it's like if I go somewhere where it's not my space, then I don't have to do. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm
Absolutely.
slowly decluttering because it can be so overwhelming. But yeah, there's small tricks that you can start with, like, start with a junk drawer, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, get little organizers. I actually got these like cute little baskets from the Dollar Tree, and it doesn't even have to be expensive. And then I got these cute little tags that I wrote like spices, vitamins, and then like you just pull up the basket, and it just makes life so much easier when you have less to worry about, less stuff to manage. The habit of like just moving it from the closet to the basement, then the basement to the garage, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that one thing that's super important to me is like, I mean, there's 5 of us in this household, and I know that as long as my desk and office is like good and tidy, then I can feel centered and I can go here, get focused, and then go back into the rest of the house and like create magic kind of thing. But it's like I can't manage it all, and but the less things I have makes it easier to manage and just feel better.
I think that's so important also is that we do have the responsibility of teaching our kids and being a role model for our kids because yes, right now at the point that I'm at, my kids will like leave messes behind and I know they're kids, but they are of all different ages. And my
Mhm.
littlest one, she's about to be 5 in July and she was like, "Well, mommy will just clean it up." And I'm like, "That is not what I
What
want you
Freddy
to
dance?
believe, young lady. Like, you need to clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I know you do it at pre-K. There's no reason
Mhm.
why you are, throwing your yogurt bite wrapper on the floor." So, yeah, I had to
Yeah.
really actually like see what I was doing also because I'm the type of person that like I get impatient. And so
Mhm.
then I will just do it myself. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen
Yeah.
like a meme of
I'm the
like
same way.
the woman asking the husband for help. And then next thing you know, she's like carrying a washer up the stairs. She's like, I'll do
Yeah.
it myself. Like, that's who I
Oh, yeah.
am.
Yeah, same. I think also something that I know just a little bit about is just how like our monthly cycle affects our energy level and stuff. And to give ourselves grace when we need grace of like, okay, like for a couple days, like when I can, I need to make sure I like take a nap before. And then like when you're in this other phase, you like have all the energy in the world. And that's like when you should be doing your podcast and, carrying the washer upstairs. But just like learning more about the body and how our monthly cycle and how that affects our ups and downs and respecting our body in each like different week and phase.
I love that. And that's something that I have to learn more about myself because, yeah, there are certain days, especially when you're on your cycle, that you are meant to slow down. And I know there's certain days and periods where you're supposed to like grow and like in terms of like what it is that you want to call into
Yeah.
your life, like you're creating. So
Hmm.
there are so many things to being a woman that
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, 42 and I'm like, I still have so much to learn about my body. But it's like, you don't, when you're younger, you're like, I don't care as long as I'm going out and having fun or getting, your papers written for college and whatnot. But like now that you have
Yeah.
more time to reflect and think about life, you're like, okay, what can I do to
Mhm.
make my life better,
Yes.
easier? Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
I love
absolutely. Yeah.
I love that you work on all of those things and that you're aware of those things, and even just bringing awareness, because someone who's listening might go and investigate and learn more about themselves, and even how like our bodies are connected to like the moon and those cycles and
Yeah.
all of the fun things that are out there that we may just be ignoring because just we don't know enough to even investigate.
I feel like sometimes people will see me or see you or other people who are like, oh my gosh, she's on a podcast or this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you have to remember, like, we are all so human. Like, I was irritated with my husband this morning. I was telling Christine about it. It's just like, it's just that we chose to keep showing up for ourselves, and we have evolved, we have changed. We just keep trying and we keep showing up to be the women we want to be or don't want to be. And just how important that it's like, don't judge a book by its cover. You have no idea what people have gone through, the story, the trauma, the whatever. But every day, like, you have a choice to rise up and you can choose joy. You can choose to stay in bed and not go to the gym. That was me this morning. I was like, and then I was like, no, like, you can still make it. Get up. It's 7:25. Class starts at 8. You don't have to do like anything. Just put some clothes on and go. And I went, and I'm so glad I did. Yeah, just down to choices, and don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh yeah, because you can look like you have it all together. I know that when I got my divorce, I remember telling my cousin, and she was just like in such shock. She was like, there's no way. There's no way that you two are not going to be together, because we had just had like this,
Yeah.
we didn't fight or argue in front of other people. Like that was kind of like a rule that we had established. So everyone thought we had this perfect marriage, but behind closed doors, we were like not talking or getting into arguments and just like feeling like unsettled with each other after, many years of marriage. So
Yeah.
I think it's always super important to recognize where you're at and where you can grow and change. And I think that both of us are in seasons where we're trying to figure out more of like who we are and grow even more, because no matter how successful you are, there's always room for growth. There's always opportunities to learn more about yourself and peel back those,
Yeah.
those layers on the onion. So that's one thing that Shrek taught us,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Life,
crazy.
exactly, right?
Big old green monster.
I know. So tell me where you're at with your morning routine. I'd love to kind of hear your morning routine. I hear that you go to the gym, but I know that you also have some reflective practices that you utilize. And in a previous podcast episode, I had talked about my morning routine. And I just think it's beautiful for other people to hear, I guess, like the positive effects of how having a morning routine can really just change your day and your outlook. So tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about your morning routine or your nighttime routine, whichever one you have going on.
I feel like, every season things are shifting and changing. Ideally, in a perfect world, I would be up at like 6:30 a.m., do like 30 minutes of, light the candle, have my chai, and like journal, meditate, do some affirmations and stuff like that, and then get ready for the gym and go to the gym and then start my like work day. Recently, with it being summer, I feel like I've completely flip-flop. It's like 10 p.m. and then I'm like, this is my time. People leave me alone. Like, I've said goodnight to you like 50 times. Please let me just have my space for 1 hour and I'll do the thing. I think it's just important to acknowledge whatever season you're in. If you're in the crazy summer season like I am, for me, it just personally works better if I do it at the end of the day. Even if it's like I will do like my main focus at the end of the day, but like throughout the day, I'll take like 15 minutes and come up to my desk and like journal or read over the things I'm currently working on to manifest or work on my business or whatever. You just have to take care of yourself. And if you don't, everyone is going to suffer. And especially as moms, as business owners, as all these amazing things that we are, like, we have to take care of ourselves. And that's so important. And that can look like something completely different to everyone. And that's absolutely okay. Like, my perfect is not your perfect. But then again, no one's perfect. So it doesn't matter. Like, just make sure you put yourself first. And for so long, as a mother, as a wife, I would put myself absolutely last. And I was like burnt out. I was exhausted, like all these things. So now it's just like, no, I don't need to be on my phone. I just need to sit down and focus and journal, meditate, pray, whatever. And it just sets up my day to win. Like, one thing that I love to do is like, I get my journal out and I just start like, I did it today, which was nice right before this call, of just like how I wanted my day to go. Like I was like, it was 10 p.m. and I was writing, but I was like, today is an amazing day. I got my workout in. I had a great interview with Christine. I'm excited to spend time with my friend Stacy. Like my kids did well with their stuff today and they didn't yell and scream. Like it was just
Win.
like winning, because my mind is, I'm writing what I want my day to look like. And like at the end of the day, if I go back and reflect on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This totally happened today, you know? Just putting out those intentions and believing that it's possible to have a good day, even if you have 3 kids or even if this or that or whatever. So
I
just
actually
intention.
really love that because that's giving me an idea because my mornings are a little different right now too because like I
Yeah.
said, I'm sending my daughter off to pre-K and she's going to actually be starting summer camp very soon next week. And yeah, like she wants her hair braided and she wants me to help her pick out her clothes and put on her shoes and all of that. And so it's not like I can just get up and roll over and start journaling or meditating. So I kind of love that you're doing it at night because that's giving me like the okay to do it at night too, because really
Yeah.
it is still kind of like your quote unquote morning because you're going to sleep, but that's
Yeah.
that energy and that intention for the day is still there. And then it's actually done. Like you can go back and do that reflection at the next.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that's so important because so many of us just get up. And I know from experience, like I used to be on what I call the hamster wheel. And I feel like I always say that, but it's true. Like I would just get up and go, 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 go. I would go through the routine of just like, just going,
Yeah.
getting ready, getting dressed, like literally like running out the door because I refuse to like set myself up for success. Like
Yep.
instead of preparing my lunch the night before, I'd be running around in the morning doing it because I was like just so burnt out and tired when I got home from like a long day of teaching in the classroom. Like I was just mentally checked out and I needed the sleep to like just
Yeah.
recalibrate and reset. So
Yep.
I'm learning to like balance things and be more mindful with what I choose to do and all of that. So I love that right now I have the space to do that as I'm learning and growing and starting a business and deciding who I really want to be moving forward. And I think that's also one beautiful thing is like at any time and point, you can change the direction of your life. You can pivot. Do you know what I mean? Like you
Mhm.
are a personal trainer in a gym or, with your clients, and now you're going into a totally, like not a totally different field, but like a different curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're adding.
Yeah. I think it was at the Bloom retreat. Somebody had pulled like a oracle card for me, and it was something like, you're gonna like make money in a way that you don't even understand or know or can comprehend right now. And then like the supplements, like a month or 2 months later, came into my life, and I'm like, oh, is this the avenue? I don't know, but I'm gonna try it and see how it goes for like 6 months. But so far it's been really good and my clients are getting great results. And I'm so happy that I get to make other people feel happy and healthy and lose weight and do all these amazing things. So I'm just like, let's go. I love helping people. So
I love
yeah.
that. And I think that's super important to recognize that there are so many ways to help people because I feel like that's also my passion. That's also my calling. And there's really so many ways that you can do it. It can be something as simple as giving someone a compliment. I know that spoke to me because I am the type of person, yeah, I'll be like at Target and be like, oh, I love your blouse. Oh, I love your
Yeah.
earrings. You look so pretty. You know what I mean? Like literally, I went to an event and
Yep.
my friend probably thought I was crazy, but she had brought one of her friends and I went up to her and I was like, your friend is stunning. I was like, she's so beautiful. And she's like, oh, yeah, she's so nice. I was like, no, no, no. Like, if she thinks I'm a creeper for staring at her, it's because her eyes are so beautiful. And I was like staring into her soul.
Yeah.
I was like, you can tell her
Mhm.
later on your phone call home, but
Yeah. Oh my
you know what
gosh.
I mean? But like, I just love to
Yeah.
light people up. And because sometimes people don't see the beauty that's
Hmm.
reflected back into the world. And I think that's so important. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Oh,
important to
absolutely.
open up your mouth and share what you see in someone else because it can make their day and you never know when you're that last person or when you're like the right person to get them off of like a cliff. Do you know what I mean? Or out of a dark place. Like your kindness
Yeah.
can really be a light in someone else's life. And you don't have to know them. You don't have to ever see them again, but like that lasts. Do you know what I mean? That can last.
Yeah. I do believe when we, transmute into the next world or heaven or whatever you want to say, like, I do believe that we're going to come in contact with the people that we blessed, whether it was with our just talking, like here on this podcast. I don't know all the people that this is going to affect, but I trust that it will. Just this like magical experience.
Well, I actually do love that. And it makes me think of something. And this is, I had gotten an email the other day that said that my podcast was ranking pretty well in India. So I love that.
Yeah.
Who knows
That's
how many more people this will take resonance with simply
yeah.
because of your beautiful essence and presence here on today's episode. Is there anything else that you want to share before we wrap it up? Tell me where my audience can find you, can connect with you if they have any questions or just want to get to know you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know all the link and information will be in the bio, but I want to grow my Instagram following and my Facebook following. So you can follow me there. It's just Shabana Knight. And then Instagram, it's Shabana.Knight. You can connect with me there. You can message me there. We'll just go into offers since I'm talking anyway. If you are in the United States, for your listeners, $33 off a 1 month supply of the homeopathic drops. I want to get this out to as many people. And that comes with a free phone call to make sure you're the right candidate for it, which I feel like basically everyone is, but I want to just run by you, and or a free 15-minute coaching call, and we can literally talk about anything that I want to offer to your listeners. They can message me the word Christine, and then we can set that up. So
I love that you are so generous in the offers that you are suggesting because who wouldn't want either of those things? That's so amazing that you are thinking of everybody because you really do believe in the products and the
yeah.
personal transformations that you can offer people. And I know I've witnessed that myself. So I want to thank you so much for sharing your story, for giving light and hope to people out there as far as recognizing that no matter where your origins start, you can bloom and blossom into a beautiful light in the world because you always were that beautiful light. And it just gets to shine brighter and brighter with a more positive outlook on life and leaning into the whispers, following the breadcrumbs, listening to the oracle cards, and all of that. So, thank you so much for being on my episode today and for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I look forward to connecting with whoever decides to show up in my world. So, yay.
Absolutely.